Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of Khemia. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it free on itch.io. But if you want to support the people that make this game and or get the news version earlier, then you can go to Patreon, which $3 a month for this and other games. Well, I guess it's kind of funny. It's Let's Play or Side Play. I don't know. It just kind of fit in this slot. So, on the last Let's Play, we met Ramoses, who is, Nefru's brother, and I guess kind of like acting leader while the pharaoh's away. He's the vizier, that's the word. And yeah, he's a bit of an uwo. But then we also met Aha, who shook her hand and is a happy, chipper, young girl, or, jackal lady. But she was also holding our hand for a really long time because magic stuff. I don't know. She's also the person that like was in our dreams and talking with us or something. But yeah, we also, the narration went back to Adastra, where Virginia isn't having a good time. Where because like she's trying to do ruling stuff, but like one of the triumvirants was like, give us like more votes and veto power and more money and da 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 da. And she's like, no, there are several reasons why we can't do this. And she's like, well, things are going really terribly over here. I wonder how long it's going to take for me to get assassinated. But now, Cass, her, younger brother, who was, emperor for like a couple of days, shows up. So we're gonna see what that's about. Reset face. And begin. By the time Virginia arrives, she's a minute or so ahead of her brother, and he shows up just as the refreshments arrive. He glances around before his eyes settle on Virginia. Sister, apologies for my unannounced arrival. It's difficult to send messages from... Cass, it's wonderful to see you again. It's hard to say which of them is more surprised by Virginia's actions, as she embraces Cassius. Still, Cassius hugs back, though a bit stiffly, never having been one for showing physical affection with his family members. Are you alright? I don't think we've embraced since I woke up after the assassination attempt. Not exactly, but I can explain in a bit. Do you want to sit and talk over refreshments? If you're tired, it can wait until morning, assuming you're planning on staying. Actually, yes. I do miss those conversations we used to have. As for staying, that's also a yes. And thank you for accommodating me after, well, everything, I suppose. You're a member of our family, and you're always welcome here. Virginia glances around, half expecting to see Alexos somewhere, slinking about in the shadows. That's his name. Is Alex... Anamofra. You, won't need to worry about him coming back here. Huh, that's interesting. 'Cause, like, in Terra or whatever it is, he's kind of... not really a hostile... he's, stuck in Adastra because, the whole trying to overthrow the government thing. And he was trying to sneak off to Amofra. Interesting how that turns out. I see. Well, let's have a seat, and we can exchange our woes. Cass is clearly famished, is filling his mouth, so Virginia starts first. You might have heard that I'm currently acting on Amicus' behalf at the moment. Cassius swallows hard. Ooh. Yes I did. Congratulations. Maybe? I don't envy you. That's all I'll say. Also, I do not trust Amicus's judgment to gauge if Adastra is ready for an empress. Oh, certainly not. It kills these men to even acknowledge what I am. I see. Looks might be opposed, and Lupus definitely is, even if they haven't said so yet. You're right. I haven't had many issues with Lux yet, but I just finished a call with a Lupatian triumvir who called me a bitch before the call fully ended. What? Which one was it? You punched him, right? That could be considered a capital offense. Seeing Cassius's hackles rise, she knows that prideful anger well, and it's coming to the surface, but for now, it's somehow comforting. Sorry, I didn't mean to upset you. Besides, it's simply one of the more popular nicknames, although not as popular as whore. It's something I've grown used to. Virginia sees Cassius wince at the word too, and it doesn't surprise her that he would have no idea, having had his full attention on becoming emperor himself before leaving for Amorphra. That's a bit of an odd one, though, isn't it? Where do they think you have time to do that? Virginia laughs, caught off guard by the statement. Be a whore? That's a good question, but I assume they just enjoy the juxtaposition with my name. Amicus should have been actively punishing such behavior, but you're acting as Empress right now. They must show you respect or suffer the consequences. I'm beginning to run out of other options, so it might have to happen soon. I'm surprised you haven't already. I still want to know which triumvir it was. Is he not aware that the traditional punishment for insulting a woman of the royal family is castration? Emperor Pontus famously castrated a triumvir himself with a dull dagger, and to be fair, the official made statement about Pontius's daughter's genitalia in regards to how many men she slept with. It always comes down to what's between our legs, doesn't it? Well, being an emperor rather than empress is very difficult. It's fairly universal that men who rule with harsh, merciless tactics are seen as strong and respected. Women, on the other hand, are seen as cruel and sadistic, which are qualities unbecoming of their natural role in the world, which is nurturing and worshipping men, of course. And somehow, history always remembers them as seductresses, a seductress whore, or something. Those few female rulers on Adastra existed pre-Darius, Drysus, overseeing smaller kingdoms, but I assume it's the same now as it was then. Yes, I remember noting back in my schooling days, few emperors are treated fairly in history books. Emperors? But yes, I don't believe a single woman was considered a good empress despite some of their kingdoms flourishing at the time. Cassius talks of the subject as if it's the first time he's given it thought. It seemed Amicus's egalitarian approach was the deciding factor on Cassius' position on gender roles. Either way, it would be my duty as your closest male relative to dole out the punishment, so you wouldn't have to worry about that. Virginia doesn't even try to imagine such a thing. Once things have stabilized, however, and if it all goes acceptably well, I will punish anyone who says such things, and it's a bit selfish that my own honor's at stake here. What kind of brother allows such things to be said about a sister? A weak one. While Virginia hopes this never comes to pass, she still rests upon Cassius' shoulder, acknowledging his love and support. Cassius stares into the middle distance for a moment, his hackles lowering, before he looks back at Virginia. Are you okay in your position? She notices Cassius isn't looking at her anymore, instead staring at the goblet next to him. Even though it's virility, not wine, Virginia has a good idea of what he's thinking about. He's never said so, but they're all recognized that they had suffered mentally, not just physically, during the short period of his emperorship. So I'm just gonna do this right here. Boop. Boop. Oh, I guess it didn't print a screen right there. Or maybe it was such a long time that it forgot. Oh well. It happens. Seeing this, Virginia almost aborts her earlier plan, but remembering the possible consequences for herself, her family, and Adastra as a whole, she proceeds, but more cautiously. I'm managing. The main insurmountable issue is that no one is on my side. They're either neutral or they oppose me. I would seek advisors, but Father's most consistent advice to me was never allow males near me, either physically or emotionally. I especially want to heed that warning now, considering some families who ruled before unification might see this as an opportunity to take back power. However, they never planned on becoming empress. Becoming empress? He never planned on becoming empress, nor did I. So I have no connections with anyone in power. Did Amicus not set you up with vetted members of the Senate? I know there's at least a dozen or so egalitarians in there. They stopped communicating me one day after Amicus departed. Oh, that's not good. Indeed, I fear several plans are in the works. Stay in the palace as much as possible, and always bring drones to escort you outside. Consider preparing your own food and knowing its source. I can go out and buy it if you need me to. Finally, you need an escape plan if the worst case scenario unfolds. Have the Emperor's ship always ready for departure, then head to Khemia. Not just because Amicus is there, but also because they're the only ones in contact with Adastra, and I'm sure your plight would interest them. Of course, don't trust males, but also be wary of the possibility that they might use a female assassin for that very reason, so trust no one. The only men I've ever trusted are my brothers. That's very kind, but unfortunately, your brothers are incompetent fools. I'm surprised that Amicus left, no matter what Khemia demanded, but risking the Empire and throwing his sister into the mess to deal with it? This is what happens. This is what happens. He looks to the star. This is what happens, I guess, when he looks to the stars, instead of having a look at his own damn empire. Boop. It speaks of a deeper problem in his leadership. He'll need help with that when he gets back. He believed everything was in order when he left. The senators acted if they were willing to work with me. I was prepared for the mass to drop, but not quite as fast and all at once. I know my time is running out. It is running out without some kind of political backing. I see. Virginia sees the tension in Cassius' body, his breath a bit heavier now, and she feels a twinge in her chest at causing her brother such stress. It's strange, having these emotions come back to the surface. Apparently, behavioral alteration didn't fully subdue bothersome emotions like it was supposed to. I guess it's like, training to, keep herself under control. But something about becoming empress, with so much responsibility, it's made her more aware of the emotions of those around her. I know this is a terrible situation to come to, especially after your own experiences in my current position, but I'm truly worried for the future of the Empire, especially if Amicus is gone for over a year. Yeah, that is a long time. Do you still have connections in Adastran politics? After how long it's been, I'll need to reconnect, but I believe I have enough influence to scrap something together fairly quickly. At least, something to hold off any attempts to overthrow you. That would give us time to build a proper, sturdy foundation for your rule. So, what would you have me do, Your Imperial Majesty? Virginia looks at her brother for a moment, and while she feels love, there's a sentimental aspect to it. Another emotion she thought had departed long ago. But to see Cassius, who she knows to be a very emotional man, accept his anxieties and future misery in less than a minute to help her, she quickly imagines cornering the emotion, locking it in an iron box before letting it slip out of her head, the way she had been taught. Now is not the time. She needs to get her emotions back under control, because she knows any word of her shedding a tear, especially in her first days as the Empress Regent, would not do her, nor Cassius, any favors. you don't mind serving under a female? You're my sister, Virginia, and now that I know how hostile the Empire is towards you, I don't care about my reputation. My political career ended 3 years ago anyway. Has it been that long? I thought it was like months since the human went to Earth. My goal is to save the Empire and help you carry out on the legacy of our family, so that your 1 year of rule is remembered as a great year. Virginia has a smile at that, wondering if he still thought about the way she had initiated his removal from the throne 3 years ago. But Cassius is very different now, just like herself. Well, hopefully, with your talent for understanding the needs of the people, along with your political experience and connections, you can be my chief advisor. The magistrators, if you're willing to accept. I guess Magistoros. I guess there was maybe a year that the humans stayed with them afterwards. I don't know. Cassius gulps audibly. All right then. I'll get started tomorrow. I'll give you my purpose. My purpose? At the very least. No, it'll give me purpose at the very least. I can read. Thank you, Cassius. I at least have hope now. Good. You worried me when I first arrived. I've never seen you in this sort of state before. Virginia grimaces inwardly. She definitely needs to get those emotions back under control. I wonder if she's going to have an emotional outburst at some point, you know? I think it's in isolation. Talking to calm and antagonistic officials all day does things to the mind. So tell me about Amorpha, if you're not too tired. Cassius takes a deep breath, eyes looking up towards the ceiling, as if seeing something beyond. That reminds me, I'll have to come up with some sort of explanation for what I did before I speak to any officials. As for my time there, it was an experience. There's a few seconds of silence. A good experience? An eye-opening one. Virginia lets another few seconds go by before asking the question she should have asked earlier. Did it involve Alex? He is one of the main reasons. In the end, our loyalties lie with our own people. I came to realize how my irresponsibility and emotions ruined many lives on Adastra, but for some reason, it took a few years. I'd always believed that Amorpha forced him into a situation he did not want any part of, but now he tells me it was necessary. We were all naive to Alex's intentions. Amorpha hadn't attacked Adastra in a millennia, and it was hard to believe they were running a sabotage mission with a cat who didn't have physical or mental training to be a spy. It is kind of funny how that worked out. But it was something he could only achieve by becoming close to me, which simply makes me ill to think about now. It's not surprising, as Virginia notices he's stopped eating, a paw steadily resting on his stomach. She wants to ask Cassius how he's doing, just like he had asked her, but she knows he'd be offended. You simply don't ask males about feelings like this. But while Virginia has never been in a romantic relationship, she does know the feeling of deep betrayal, the confusion, the devastation, and hurt that goes along with questioning yourself and every single person around you. It's how she always felt during her childhood and adolescence. I had told him how much it bothered me, but he rarely thinks about it, and seems surprised that I still bring it up. It made me wonder if I misinterpreted his fear and misery at the time, that maybe it was all for himself. And, like most of more friends, he believes the Galaxias will only succeed if Adastra is no longer a sibling race, no matter what the means. I heard that sentiment is growing stronger there. Yes, most likely due to the possible alliance with Khemia, which, if successful, would be very difficult to undo. This is actually the main reason I came back. They don't even know I'm here. Well, they probably do now. I actually stole Alexios' ship, capable of using the stretch drive. It was given to him as a gift for the destruction it caused. They weren't allowing me to leave because of what I learned being close to him. Virginia sits up straighter, realizing she has another issue to worry about, along with her rebellious empire, just as serious, if not more so. They held you captive? Are they planning something? House arrest. Basically, yes. And while they were already interested after learning of Avcris's absence, I'm sure they'll be far more emboldened, once they learn of the Empire's true state. What better time to strike? Virginia takes a deep breath, looking down the floor for a moment. Oh, I'm the one. Sorry for bringing such bad news home with me. I did say we should exchange woes, and how woeful it is. Unfortunately, a male will definitely have to communicate with planetary defense. If you're willing, I'll have a simple plan for restoring your reputation. Cassius' ears, muzzle, and tail twitch at the same time, but again, he forces a smile. I'm at your command. Whew. Okay. Well, let's roll back just once, and then say that. So what? That was like... Let's see, 3 episodes? Okay. Cool. Well, that's a bit rough. It's actually that there's like wheelings and dealings quite possibly. Like there's different stories going on alongside. Now, I wonder if they added the things to the gallery, because it doesn't seem like the gallery had much in it. You know, from things we haven't seen before. Okay, I was like, why is it just there? Okay, they didn't add that. It's always weird when they do that stuff. It's like, it's not there. Oh, huh. Neat picture there. Need a CD cover of that. Or CD's nuts. You know. I guess they got someone's thing. Ooh. Uplifted? Is this the sex music? Sounds like it. Ah, yes. But that's gonna be the end of this Let's Play, side play, whatever play you want to play. Ooh, woo. I guess, like, for these side plays, I'm just gonna have, like, or this lot, I'm gonna be, like, doing Khemia, and then when there's no Khemias left, I'll go back to the other side plays, and then, gonna get an update. They'll take the next slot. Next. So, end of this Let's Play. Or whatever. Comment, because I like comments. Hiccups. Tell me what you like, dislike. Tips, tricks, otherwise, if you like my YouTube and like to see it grow, then please like, subscribe, and check out videos to help it grow. And please remember to spay and new to woo your animals to help control the pet population of woo. And until next time, ooh, another Let's Play. Ooh, me, ooh, GamerWolfSix of Khemia. Well, it's not like I don't know why. It's Adastra. That's the thing it says right there. You know? Anyways, thanks and see ya.